Thanks for watching Hack the File. I'm Michael Lopez, and on today's video, we're gonna be doing TryHackMe. Enjoy. All right, we're gonna check this out. So I've done a TryHackMe before, and there was a time where I was doing this a lot. So if we go here to my account, this is the one I was working on. Um, I guess it just gets you prepared to take your pen test, CompTIA Pen Test Plus. I mean, but there's so many. If you guys don't know what TryHackMe is, you're just getting into cybersecurity. Um, Look up tryhackme.com, and I think it's like $50 for a year or something like that. It's not expensive. It's pretty cheap. There's also a free account, I guess, where you can do the basics. But basically, it's um, a site where you can, you practice on the like a virtual machine that they have attached to their website, and you're entering commands and stuff, and it teaches you about the topic you're doing. So like red teaming, introduction to cybersecurity, and if you're barely getting into cybersecurity and you are interested in it and you haven't, you don't want to go to college and all that stuff or whatever, watch my channel, read books, follow along, whatever you're gonna do, and then I would recommend TryHackMe. TryHackMe is an awesome site, and so what it is if you don't have a really good computer, um, you don't need to set up in virtual environments or anything with TryHackMe. It has, so like, let's say you go to here, it has a built-in VM. So introduction to security, you'll come here, and then so this is stuff that I did just for the hell of it, and I blasted through it. Um, so like, let's say web application security, right? You click on that, and you read. It teaches you, and then it asks you some questions, right? You read that, and at the bottom it asks you a question, and you have to have the answer right, and you submit it. The only thing I don't like about this is that this kind of answer format, it has to be I mean, it has to be right, exactly, and sometimes it's weird. It has dashes in it and all that stuff, and you have to Google it and get the right answer. Sometimes that's what I was doing. So I had the right answer, I just wasn't typing it in right. So that's the only flaw I would say about this. But this one doesn't have a virtual machine. But anyways, on some of these, so this is just question and answers. But let's say burps. Let's go here and go to like junior pen testing, and then burp suite basics is where I left off. And so this says start attack box. So when you start the attack box, it gives you a virtual machine in their web browser, like a small virtual machine, and You can attack. Use that virtual machine. So you don't even have to set your own environment up. You're going to be attacking the sites that they approve through their web browser virtual machine, which is awesome, right? And the only problem I have with TryHackMe is I would say it's good for people like me. Well, if you've read a bunch of books about it, then you go here and you do it. I mean, it's step by step, on how to use it and how to use Burp Sweep it or whatever you're doing, installation, and but it doesn't go in depth. I think sometimes, and I don't know. And sometimes some people, if you have no clue of what burp suite is and you start doing this, you're gonna forget, right? You're gonna know of it, and you're gonna say, yeah, I've messed with burp suite before, but you're not gonna remember anything about it. Could come 2 3 months from now, I'm sure of it. You can just remember very little about it. Like, you're not gonna remember all these details in this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you're constantly on TryHackMe, and you get through like all the material, then maybe you'd be a badass and stuff like that. Because I know there's this guy. I think he's the TryHackMe. I'm in the top 10%. I guess that's okay. I used to be top 3%, but I haven't been on this in like a year. But I was doing everything. See, like. But I guess the top guy. I guess he works for TryHackMe now, and or Hack the Box. Can't remember which one, but I think it's TryHackMe, and he's like the number one person, and so that guy's probably a badass. He knows because he's been doing it all for a long time, right? So I don't know what I want to try. I, I mean, I actually want to do this attacking and defending AWS because I have no clue of how to do that. So let's just get this started and see how much we can do in 30 minutes. Okay, how about that? And it's basically um, hold on, what's going on with this? Anyways, well, that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. So I guess let's start with this and then do a review on it and see. I think this one's interesting. Attacking AWS, right? This is the um, web cloud service that Amazon provides for everybody in the world. All right, let's start. So, and then you get a little idea of what TryHackMe is if you don't know what it is. Like I said, it's a great resource for people that are starting out in the industry in cybersecurity. I mean, it's really awesome. So, Amazon Web Services is the most popular cloud service provider in the world, offering hundreds of services. The large number of businesses adopting cloud technologies like AWS, cyber practitioners must understand the security applications of moving to the cloud. This pathway will give you hands on access with common micro misconfigurations across AWS environments and understand defensive mitigations to prevent these attacks, including identifying, enumerating, and exploiting overly permissive IAM users, roles, and policies, exploring serverless infrastructure and common attack vectors present within these services, exploiting weaknesses in the most common AWS service, including S3, EC2, VPC, and more. You need a basic understanding of cloud AWS environments and a broad understanding of different areas of cybersecurity to complete this pathway. Click here to get access to AWS learning content. So let's see where that takes us. I just want to see where they want us to actually start. Attacking and defending AWS for personal use. Okay, they're trying to sell you something? Yeah, we don't need to do that. Alright. Introduction to AWS. Learn about the technique characteristics associated with cloud technologies and core fundamentals required to use AWS. AWS Cloud 101. What? Did I not pay for my. Oh, that's why it's doing that. Oh, it's a whole nother add on. That's not going to happen. Huh. I think this This is a London-based company too. Why is that? I guess we're not going to be doing this. Yeah, guess we're not going to be doing that. Yeah, I guess you have to pay extra for this attacking AWS. Wish they would have told me that. That's stupid. Like I said, I haven't been on here in a minute. Web fundamentals, and then you could do individual modules. Like if you want to learn Burp Suite, click on Burp Suite, and oh, okay, I get it. So you get some fruit. Well, I have VIP. I pay like $50 a year, whatever it was. Yeah, see, I've got VIP, but I guess you gotta pay. So I can take any of this stuff except for I guess that AWS. I guess that's extra. But if I want, I can go through all these burp suites, and I've done the burp suite basics. I think. No, I haven't done none of this, or it would have been green. Huh. So I'm just navigating through here. Here's Metasploit, and you can go through. And what the neat thing is, you go through here and you're like trying to hack through their stuff, which is pretty cool. So you actually use Metasploit, networking security. What I would like to do probably would be, here goes Linux fundamentals. I would like to do Wireshark. I'd probably do Wireshark, and I would like to do like password hash cracking or something like that, just to cryptography. Um, so this breaks it down. So these you can do all these individually too if you wanted. Malware analysis would be awesome. Those are networks, and then these are like custom made ones that you can hack that are harder. But that sucks. I'll just do CompTIA pentest. This Pentest Plus pathway allows individuals to practice the majority of practical skills required for a CompTIA pen test exam. And this will you will learn about industry standard penetration testing tools, identifying and exploiting different network services, exploiting web applications with today's most common vulnerabilities, understanding Windows Active Directory and attacking Kerberos, host exploitation techniques with PowerView, Bloodhound, and Mimikatz. CompTIA pen test is for security professionals tasked with penetration testing and vulnerable management. We'll need to have a basic understanding of fundamentals, computing, blah blah blah. So I already did this one. Red team engagements, tool analysis, already did Metasploit, Burp Suite, Wireshark basics, Hydra, Python basics, Python for pen testers, passive reconnaissance. See, I did these ones already. Active reconnaissance, Nmap basics, Nmap advanced, attacks and exploits, HTTP details, OWASP top 10. So you want to do that one. OWASP juice shop, phishing, Windows, Active Directories, breaching directories. And I could do them in a row. Let's do the red team engagements because it was the next one they want me to do. The key to a successful engagement is well coordinating, planning, and communicating through all parties involved. This will be focused on various components, a red team engagement, and documenting a campaign for red team engagement. Red team engagements come in many varieties, including tabletop exercises, adversary emulation, physical assessments. Learning objectives: understanding components and functions of red team engagements, Learn how to properly plan an engagement based on needs and resources available at TTPS. Understand how to write engagement documentation in accordance to client obligations. This requires no prerequisites, information of knowledge. Read the above and continue to the next task. Completed. Whoop, whoop. Defining scope and objectives. Engagements can be very complex and bureaucratic. The key to successful engagement is clearly defining clients' objectives and goals. Client objectives should be discussed between the client and the red team to create a mutual understanding between both parties and what is expected and provided. Set objectives are the basis for the rest of engagement documentation and planning. Without clear and concrete objectives and expectations, you're preparing for a very unstructured, unplanned campaign. Objectives set to the tone for the rest of the engagement. When assessing a client's objectives and planning the engagement details, you will often need to decide how focused the assessment is. So, if you guys don't know what red teaming is, it's when you're agreeing to like physically break into their facilities or stuff like that, and you're gonna hack them. You're gonna take pictures of yourself in the building. You're gonna take pictures of yourself in the, in the data center if you can get into it. Hacking into their site from the inside out, stuff like that, right? When assessing clients' objectives and planning the engagement details, you often need to decide how focused the assessment is. Engagements can be categorized between general internal network pen testing or focused adversary emulation. A focused adversary emulation will define a specific APT, a group to emulate within the engagement. This is typically determined based on groups, targets, companies, particular industries, financial, blah, 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 blah. An internal or network penetration test will follow a similar structure. Specifics. Okay, let me see if I can get this. There's no answer needed for this. The next keystone to precise, transparent engagement will define scope. The scope is an engagement and will vary by organization and their infrastructure. By infrastructure and posture, look like a client scope will typically define what you cannot do or target. It can also include what you can do or target. While clients' objectives can be discussed and determined along providing the team, a scope should only be set by the client. In some cases, the red team may discuss a grievance of the scope in effects of engagement. This should have a clear understanding of their network implications, assessments, and specifics of the scope. So this is pretty cool, right? I mean, it's teaching you what it is, and like a very important first step of when you're getting ready. So if you were on a red team, then this would help you understand what you have to set first. No exfiltration of data. Production servers are off limits. So this would be like if they said, "Yeah, don't touch this, don't do that." Any of these IP addresses are out of scope. System downtime is permitted under any circumstances, so it's not permitted. So don't take the system down when you do it. Exploitation of PI is prohibited, so don't steal anybody's personal information. When analyzing class objectives or scopes from a red team perspective, it is essential to understand the more profound meaning applications. When analyzing, you should always have a dynamic understanding of how your team approach a problem and objectives. If needed, you should write your own engagement plans and start them from only with the bare reading and client objectives. Okay, completed. Below is an example of client objectives a mature organization with a strong, secure posture should do. Example one: global enterprise. Identify system misconfigurations and network weaknesses. Focus on exterior systems. Determine the effectiveness of endpoint detection response systems. Evaluate overall security postures, SIEM and detection measures, remediation, segmentation of the DMZ and internal servers. The use of white cards is permitted depending on date downtime and length. Evaluation of impact, data exposure, exfiltration. System downtime is not permitted under any circumstance. Any form of is prohibited. Any use of harmful malware is prohibited. Exfiltration PI is prohibited. Attacks against systems are permitted within that. Attacks against systems within this IP address are prohibited. Being expertise. Okay, so that's fine. No answer needed. Okay. What CIDR range is permitted to be attacked? So this would be the format, right? So we're gonna look for CIDR, and I think it's this stuff right here is permitted, right? So let's copy this. Let's see if that's right. That was right. So attacks against system within, this IP are permitted. Is the use of white cards permitted? And it says there's the format is just one, and I would say, uh, let me see. It says right here, attacks against. Oh wait, hold on. Being interfered. Where's that white card? System downtime is not permitted. Use of malware. I would say no. The use of white cards is permitted depending on downtime. So yeah, right. Okay, that's right. Are you permitted to access dot Bethy change dot XYZ? What the heck is this? Are you permitted to access? Oh, any action with dot is prohibited. So we're not. So it just wants to see if you can follow instructions, basically what the employer is laying out. You're gonna have to go back and read it and say, "Oh yeah, we can't do that." Right? I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna if the in CompTIA Plus they ask questions like that and then have you read it and then answer. But I guess that's what they have here. So I got 8 minutes left. I didn't want to make this a long video, so um, that's basically TryHackMe. Okay, I'm gonna start this attack box. So look, starting your machine, and I don't have to start it here, but this is what it does. It opens up sideways here. And this is only if you guys have never used TryHackMe. I mean, it's okay. It was $50 a year. I don't know what it is now. With Hack the Box, that's offering actual certifications and pen testing for like $500. And I don't know what their monthly or yearly subscription to Hack the Box is. But TryHackMe used to be $50, probably more now. But when I signed up, it was $50 a year or something like that, so or 60 a year, which I could afford, and it was awesome. And I went through this every day just for fun. So this is like playing a game to me. You know what I'm saying? This is like, just to me, doing TryHackMe is just like a little game. It's fun. I like to read, so you read and then you follow instructions, and then you try to find flags here in this little virtual box. I mean, it's really fun to do, and you learn, and you're learning, right? Like I said, the only thing is sometimes these answers they have to be exactly right, or else they don't work. Sometimes they don't work even if they're exactly right. They freeze, but maybe they fixed all these bugs in a year. Um, you're gonna go through this, and you're gonna. And the cool thing about this, oh yeah, so if you get stuck and it's not working, you can ask for a hint, and the hints actually are pretty good sometimes. But they ding you for your like. So if I go here and I get this wrong 10 times, I guess you get not penalized for that, but you get lower scores at the end when you finish this. And if you have to use your hints, all your hints, you get a lower score or something. I think I don't remember, but which is pretty cool, I guess. Because if you get through here and you get them all right, see now here's your terminal, right? And this gives you a little thing, right? So now this is a little. This is your attack box. This is your Kali Linux box. See, this looks familiar. This is what I use on my virtual machine, but they give you a little one right here. So you can use this virtual machine attack box and it tells you, like, it gives you websites on here where you can attack, and you just open them up here and you look them and you attack them. It's pretty cool. It's not a bad little gig. Here's your conclusion, and I'm not gonna complete that yet, but you know, it doesn't look like the, and then but you gotta close these at close. Your machine has been terminated. You gotta close those because they're you. I guess they have limited attack machines, but I get unlimited time. So if you're doing the free account, you only get like 30 minutes on the attack box, and then it kicks you off. But me, I get unlimited time on it because I pay, right? So I mean, it's got its own little structure, but I always make sure my server is closed because these are actual virtual machines they got on their server, and if they have too many running at once, then I guess it'll freeze or blow up. So, rules of engagement. I guess I'll get out of here and I'll go to. So I got a little 20% of that done in 5 seconds. Governing regulations, tools. I'll probably do Wireshark next. Um, this is, like I said, this is a great tool to use. TryHackMe, I love it, and this is the only thing I don't like is these, get the right answer and stuff like that. I mean, this is like, to me, that's an old way of learning, because these malfunction, right? And when you try to submit them, sometimes you have the right answer, and if you didn't put it in right, it doesn't work, and then it just confuses people. And I'm like, I've done that, and I'm like, why is this not working? Did I get it wrong? And I had it right. It was tweaking or something. I don't know, and I didn't put it in right. It's one thing I don't like about this, right? But for the most part, I get it working. I got all the right answers. So this is cool. Look, merging PCAP files. But like I said, if you're new to cybersecurity and you've never messed with any of this stuff, you're gonna forget all this stuff, right? But if you're constantly doing this, like I said, and you do it for a while, then then I think it's a greater benefit to you. Like if you stick with this and do them all, I think that'd be a greater benefit. Try to get all these done in your spare time and take your time. Yeah, I think you'd be greater benefit from this because this is your one-stop shop, right? For practical, and it teaches you pretty good. I mean, this is where I learned that there was filters on the Wireshark, and it teaches you step by step. They ask easy questions on the bottom, and you actually have to. And in some of these, it tells you have to run your virtual machine, like when you're actually hacking. But this one, I guess you don't. You're just gonna look for the right answers in here. But like Nmap scans and stuff like that, you're gonna open up the virtual machine and do it. So like this one, already done it. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on this. I was getting college credit for doing stuff like this. I mean, not college credit, but job credit for turning in this stuff. So, see this one, you can view the website. Where's the? None of them say open the virtual machine. I could swear they said open up the virtual machine in some of these, but I guess you just do it. It tells you on here to do it. So yeah, that was it. That was TryHackMe. Look it up if you like it. I recommend doing it. Um, if you want to do a series on this, let me know. I'll go through these um, as much as we can and try to get through them together if you want. I know a lot of YouTubers do it, so, but I mean, if you want me to do it, let me know in the comments. I'll get a little series going here, and then let me know which one you want to do. But if not, just go ahead and try it out yourself. All right, this was Hack the File, quick little 30-minute video, and I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy.